Hi, welcome to the Motion Picture Notion. I'm your host, Gabriel Burton. So today, the Bill and Ted 3 trailer dropped. Bill and Ted Face the Music. And I've been waiting for this forever. I follow Alex Winter on Instagram, and people just like left and right, everything he's posted about Bill and Ted, they're like, when are we getting a trailer? When are we getting a trailer? And he never answered. He never said shit. So we got it today. I guess he just wanted it to be a surprise, but I believe we're getting it mid-August, which is cool because that'll be right around my birthday. Yeah, so anyway, the trailer dropped today. And from what I could tell, it looks pretty damn good. It seems that they're going to kind of Evil Dead to it a little bit, wherein they kind of tweak it a little bit, because the whole idea is supposed to be that after that legendary concert at the end of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, that was essentially the only like epic thing that they did, and then their career just kind of, now they're just, some shitty band. But, at the end of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, you see like all those newspaper clippings of like, the Reaper joins their band, and then he does his own solo album, and there's just like album after album. But that's like literally the tail end of that movie. It's sort of like a surprise ending at the end of a horror movie. If they pretended that didn't happen, I would be totally fine with it. It's not really that big of an issue. Honestly, I was kind of wondering how Keanu would be, because this is really him, like the kind of surfer dude thing. I think that came very naturally to him. But when he was Ted back in the day, he was like super animated, dude, I was a little bit worried that maybe it would be awkward for him to kind of get back into that. And don't get me wrong, it is like the energy level is a little bit less. But the two of them talking back and forth, Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves, I saw Bill and Ted. It was great. It was like they never left, and because the first movie was really great, and the second movie wasn't really that good. The Reaper was totally worth it, though. The Reaper was the best part of that movie. If the Reaper hadn't been in it, it would have been just kind of a totally inferior sequel. So, of course, we're getting the Reaper again. That's good. And honest to godly, William Sadler, it's been like, 29 years now, but you throw that makeup on him and you put the shroud, and he looks exactly the same as he did in the last movie, so that's absolutely great. I know that there's been some concerns that people have about this movie being too woke, and trust me, guys, believe me, I'm sick of how every single freaking movie that comes out needs to be woke. But they're commenting on shit that and mind you, this is before the trailer dropped. They're commenting on shit like Bill and Ted have daughters, and they're afraid that their daughters are going to be smarter than them and stuff. It's like, well, yeah, probably, dude. Bill and Ted are dumbasses. You'd kind of hope that their daughters would be smarter than them. There's a more, what appears to be a culturally diverse cast. It's like, dude, it's 2020 San Dimas. It's plausible, you don't have to get that, up in arms about shit. Give the movie a freaking chance, It's Bill and Ted. But at any rate, based on what I could see, it's only a minute and 30-second trailer. It looks like they did a pretty good job. Who's to say? It could be one of those movies where they take all the best stuff and they put it in the trailer. But frankly, when they announced about a year ago that they were going to be doing this, I was like, no way! It's kind of a bummer, though, that George Carlin is dead. It's a bummer that George Carlin is dead just because George Carlin was a genius. And he was just as much a philosopher as he was a comedian, but it's kind of a bummer that he couldn't at least have a cameo in this. Who the hell's to say? They could, CG him. They could, do the whole thing that they did with, what's that dude from A New Hope? Oh, God, Basil Rathbone? No, not that motherfucker. The other guy. Or the Jeff Bridges from Tron, Tron Legacy, where they made him look younger. They could easily just get somebody who does a really good George Carlin impression and have a CG George Carlin. That would be cool. That would be a nice little surprise. But, we'll see about that. Allegedly, this film is going to be directed by the person who directed Galaxy Quest, which I'm totally on board for, because that's another movie that's a pretty underrated classic, I think. That movie's hysterical. So, yeah, gotta be honest, man. What I've seen so far, paint me intrigued. But yeah, Bill and Ted Face the Music. Here's hoping it's good. And that's all she wrote.